Cardoso with the miss. Angel Reese picks it up, what she's good at. Getting another offensive rebound. She says, give me that. How about another? Persistence trying to pay off. Jones gets a piece. Angel Reese won't give up. Jones with another block.
What an embarrassment. What an absolute embarrassment.
What if I told you that after seeing the lowest plus-minus in the league, Chicago Sky fans just received a refund in emotional stability faster than Angel Reese's box score turned negative? Her numbers are being questioned by WNBA fans who are also evaluating their own life choices. An emotional roller coaster is turned into a peaceful haven by this fall. Was a walking turnover machine or a baller selected by the Sky?
Right where she left off, breaking more WNBA records, but unfortunately for Sky fans, it came in the form of a loss, 99-74. The Chicago Sky, you're seeing that right.
Supporters of the Chicago Sky are officially in full-blown breakdown mode. And no, it's not because of a tornado warning. It's because they've finally come to terms with the possibility that Angel Reese could be comparable to a basketball shoe turnover. The emotional collapse across the fan base. You would think the squad signed a traffic cone by accident because this week has been so stressful, but they actually recruited one and given her a unique nameplate and locker.
In the Angel Reese congregation. The Angel Reese congregation is losing their minds. The podcasters are losing their minds. I have seen video comments. The fans of Chicago are trying to fire the coach. They're now finally calling out Angel Reese for her lack of fundamental skills. And after we witnessed what we witnessed last night in that one specific clip, holy Lord, it is getting...
Let's start by examining the nastiest basketball stat line ever. The poorest plus-minus in the whole WNBA. That's right. Angel Reese is struggling in more ways than one. It is she who is redefining tanking a stat sheet. Fans are questioning as they watch her perform. Wait, is she secretly A, because whatever tactic she employs is effective for the opposition? An opposing team double agent? Right now, she's not even making up numbers. She's scrubbing them off. Like spring cleaning.
The worst game I have ever seen him.
As if things couldn't get any more bizarre. The supporters, are suddenly employing sarcasm as a weapon like seasoned warriors. A person commented, I tried to buy an Angel Reese jersey online, but I couldn't get it in the basket. In terms of numbers, the joke there is exceeding her. Percentage of field objectives, someone else said, I'm waiting for her to accuse the supporters of racism for observing that she plays defense like a bewildered traffic cone. There's a whole new level of irony when your own fans are mocking you like a Thanksgiving turkey and you're getting more bad comments on social media than her entire offensive game.
Look, we got to be honest about Angel Reese here. We've got to be honest. She can't score layups. That's a fact.
Unfortunately, this isn't even a significant drop. From an extremely precarious height, this has been a slow, spiraling descent. Do you recall how Angel Reese simply disappeared in the final moments of the previous season? Moreover, what the destiny of the Chicago Sky? Yes, they went back to winning. In reverse, she nearly seems like a lucky charm. When she's on the court, the scoreboard turns into a misery. In her absence, magic flow points are earned. Who would have guessed?
Angel Reese break. I didn't say it was a good record. I never said that. Shout out to you, Priceless. I missed this. Historically bad shootings with a E emoji. Angel Reese goes 0 for 7 from within 4 feet of the basket to tie most misses from that distance in the WNBA over the past.
The confusing part is that Angel Reese didn't sneak into the league. No, she came with more hype than a Marvel movie trailer. There were a lot of big words, big egos, and self-comparisons. We now have a 32-minute player who has the same impact as a folding chair. It would seem that she was allergic to AIDS because she refused to pass. While her 4 colleagues on the perimeter wave like they're summoning cabs after a blackout, she's out there tossing up blocks like it's a masonry workshop. Let's talk about that bricklaying too. Missed shots are not as important as missed growth. missed IQ, and wasted opportunity. Angel Reese has turned the paint into a construction site. It's not exhilaration that makes fans hold their breath. When she drives, however, due to worries that the backboard's ricochet could injure someone, maybe we're all being too critical, but some supporters are even begging her to come back so they can watch the game. Maybe she's just playing around. It could be performance art, rather than playing basketball. Angel Reese might be here to challenge our fundamental understanding of the sport. She can be a power-hungry person posing as a philosopher. Or maybe she still thinks that the stat padding of a losing team somehow correlates to greatness. You cannot pad your metrics if they aren't even soft. They are sharp and violent. They pretend that numbers might hit you in the face.
Let's hear that this is a player that was on the level of Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark has a bad day, goes 11, 6, and 4, in foul trouble. Angel Reese on the same day has the worst day of her.
Then there is the media circus. When someone attempts to criticize her, the brigade always shows up. Being young, she requires time to learn. That's funny because there are rookies in the league who are also learning, but there don't seem to be any mathematical flaws on their stat sheets. Playing like a YMCA regular and expecting no one to notice is the equivalent of entering the league with more tweets than footwork drills. Refusing to change is more important than being youthful. The odd body language may even catch your attention. The frustrated and pouty eye rolls, it's like watching an adolescent have their phone outlawed. Where would one go for accountability and where is the conflict? Expect at least a tinge of humility after losing to sportsmen who don't even have a shoe deal. But we are met with the same old haughtiness with no backing. She would win MVP in a sport that demanded self-assurance without skill. The defense hasn't even come up yet. Really, what defense? Angel Reese plays defense while posing as a bystander. Well, a drive to the basket? I hope you succeed, sis. There's a 3-person opening. Well, this is your opportunity to pose for the cameras. Her rotations are so late that even dial-up internet mocks her. It appears that she is allergic to arguing shots. When someone breezes past her, she jogs back as if it were a Sunday stroll in the park.
To see it, honestly. Like, I wish her stats was better. Honestly, I really wish her stats was better, so I'll be like, word, definitely a Caitlin Clark competition, let's go. But you really not doing me or anybody else that wants you to do good any kind of favors with stat lines like this.
Cardoso with the miss. Angel Reese picks it up, what she's good at. Getting another offensive rebound. She says, give me that. How about another? Persistence trying to pay off. Jones gets a piece. Angel Reese.
Great rebounder. Pass the ball. That's all you got to do. Get assists. You be like the double-double of assists and rebounds. You ain't got to worry about the points. Have your teammates score. I don't understand. I ain't hating. It would be a lovely fucking competition. You know what I mean?
But at least the supporters are slowly and painfully awakening. Similar to synchronizing your lips with your favorite band, the same fans who earlier yelled for a reseason are now tweeting that she should be benched before she blows the scoreboard. Even the sales of items have ceased, so you know it's real. People, this is a historic reversal. Chicago supporters of Sky are betraying their alleged savior faster than she did the opposite. Sky's front desk must be sweating profusely. They are sitting courtside, watching in slow motion a PR disaster unfold after placing a sizable gamble on a name rather than a game. Every time Angel contacts the sphere, the arena's tension could be reduced by using a butter knife. Should she never shoot, or will she? Will it enter unless there is supernatural intervention? The dressing room also shows the aftermath. Don't be fooled by the fake smiles and rehearsed interviews. When someone hoards the ball, misses layups, ignores open shooters, and then blames the refs or the system, nothing erodes team spirit faster. There is no deception in chemistry. It's not the coach. Sometimes the solution is brutally clear.
Between Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, let this fact sink in. If Reese didn't miss her layups and become a rebound merchant, she would get a lot less criticism. This rivalry would also be a lot better because the two could compete. And if she doesn't start improving basketball-wise, there's not going to be much of a rivalry left because Caitlin Clark has owned her so far.
She also attracts admirers to the trigger game. You want to see basketball, not balloon animals, but a clown at a birthday celebration does the same thing, of course. It takes more than show to win a championship. Substance does, and Angel is now only offering pure irritation. Instead of using her energy, charisma, and flair, the league produced a walking TikTok highlight video that lacked any true highlights. An untrustworthy viral apparatus, someone who's mastered the art of staying famous for all the wrong reasons more than simply matchups. Her games serve as master lectures on how to stay away from switching to the benefits. What's worrying is that this might just be the start. If there is no growth, no reflection, and no course correction, the spiral will get steeper. It has already been noted by fans. The coach probably recognizes it. The adversaries are also circling around like sharks. Every time Angel Reese hits the court, she does more than just compete with defenders. She is having trouble meeting expectations. Her expectations were too high. Comparisons were appreciated. It's not possible to fake your way through a season in the WNBA, and now it's backfiring. The reality on the scoreboard is eventually revealed by the box score and the looks of irate fans.
The beef between Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, let this fact sink in. If Reese didn't miss her layups and become a rebound merchant, she would get a lot less criticism. This rivalry would also be a lot better because the two could compete. And if she doesn't...
What ought we to do next? Chicago might have to make some tough decisions. It only takes a few brick wall collapses to recognize that is a facade rather than a construction. Thus, bench time, trade discussions, and possibly a self-awareness lesson are all quite necessary. Angel Reese, who had all eyes on her when she joined the WNBA, is now showing what happens when elation meets hard reality. The question is whether she will rise to the occasion or keep bringing the sky down, since her fans aren't waiting to find out that she's already hopping ships. Oh, but it just keeps getting better or worse regardless of whether you're Angel Reese or not. Depending on your basketball IQ, the statistic that separates adults from box score illusionists is plus-minus. Angel Reese somehow managed to record the WNBA's worst plus-minus. It's not even a joke either, her stat line, is it? You have to really commit to being terrible on both ends of the floor in order to pull that off. No attack, optional defense. Team morale was compromised. This isn't just a bad game. Performance art is what it is. Why Have I Come Here at All is the title of the highly expressive dance.
Last night, Angel Reese played 27 minutes. I think there's only 40 minutes in a pretend basketball game, which is 40 minutes too many. But in 27 minutes, Angel Reese had 12 rebounds, with 8 coming on the offensive end. 8 offensive rebounds. Angel Reese went 0 for 8 from the field and scored 2 points. 2 points in 27 minutes.
Finally, fans are starting to catch up. The Chicago Pious tried to stay optimistic, and they were successful. God bless them. They bought the hype, t-shirts, and glamorous pictures. They watched in hopes of witnessing the emergence of the next WNBA sensation. Rather, they were taught to be disappointed. Served cold with missed layups and 0 assists. Attempting to purchase an Angel Reese jersey online is difficult, frustrating, and ultimately fruitless since it resembles seeing her play. Chicago. Sky fans are already getting ready for the worst and waiting for her to arrive. Turns the drink into a theatrical critique of oppression. Miss free throws as though they were a matter of social justice. When your own fans are mentally getting ready for your next news conference, you know that things have gone completely out of control. Not to mention the amazing season finale, where Angel Reese did her signature disappearing act just before the Sky started to win, magic, except that the magician vanishes and the performance really gets better. Some call it a coincidence, but others claim it's the clearest sign since the Red Sea was opened by Moses in...
First thing I want to focus on is this right here, okay? Now, she only did this one time, but I do not want to see her doing this in any other game, okay? Now, let's go ahead and take a peek at what happened, all right? She gets the rebound, she goes up, misses it, good fight, gets the rebound again. Okay, we're going in. That was a good look. Gets the rebound again, goes up again, misses it, get blocked. Now we're trying to go up again, get blocked. Like, this is what I don't want to see. Okay, now, first attempt, Okay. Right? First attempt. All right, whatever. Boom, you get it right here. Now, honestly, in my opinion, give the ball back to the top.
Let's tell the truth. Angel Reese's most reliable talent would be turning wide-open layups into physics experiments. Watching her sprint a fast break is like watching someone run through molasses. She can only stop it by being in a transition play. An attitude-wrapped turnover with motivational quotes that spoil quickly. Designer headbands can't conceal a stat sheet that seems like a joke. She has been successful in redefining what it means to have a negative plus. Gravity is pulling numbers down, not minimal Angel boosting them. Even her rebounds are questionable because they are from her own missed shots, which appear to be practice. Shots for a game. Individual performer, it's not a game of basketball. The performance art piece How to Waste a Possession in 4 Dribbles or Less is performed by a single lady. Eventually, we need to stop criticizing her coworkers, the officials, the fans, and the critics and begin dealing with the matter as it is. A self-harming basketball tragedy. This is not a growth stage. This is regression utilizing pom-poms. No more time is needed for Angel Reese. She needs a sabbatical, a therapist, and a reality check packaged in box scores from the team's last 5 games. They are stuck in a hostage situation, so they have to pretend that this is all part of the learning curve. No, this is not a curve. It's a nosedive. A kamikaze mission in high-definition
Reese, part 33. I mean, it doesn't get better than this, man.
Reese, part 33. Let's get it. Only lost by 25 this time. Bang! That stuffer coming hot with the stats. She went 0 of 8, 5 turnovers, and she got 1 hit stick. Bang! She had 12 rebounds. 8 of them were the me-bounds, if you know what I'm saying. All right, let's get it going. How about it? Bang! Again, there's another me-bound. Let's do it again. Bang! Another me-bound. Do it again. Bang! Another me-bound. One more time. Bang! Wait, you're allowed to pay.
Therefore, when Chicago Sky fans start making fun of their poster child, it's not hate, it's self-respect. They've been patient. They've cheered at the Brickfests. They've tolerated the stat, padding, and the lectures on Instagram stories. They have awakened, though, and nothing is more terrifying to a business built on illusion than a fan base that finally understands the reality. Furthermore, if this trend continues, the only unintentional comedy will include Angel Reese in the starring role. Right now, her stat lines are funnier than any late-night speech. Chicago, you had a moment, Sky, but instead of rising, you're caught in a nosedive. Unfortunately, it looks like Angel Reese is flying the plane with her eyes closed and a selfie stick in her hand.